Rolling.
Bar etiquette. I am not a bartender, but I do frequent the bar quite often. I want to know, because you guys are both mixologists. Do you prefer mixologist, bartender?
I like mixologist. I think it's a little bit more professional.
I like both, but
Yeah,
I feel...
I mean, it's not like I'm...
If you're insisting to someone that they call you a mixologist, it's a little pretentious.
Yeah, I feel like it is, yeah.
That being said, I'm close with you guys. I'm close with other bartender, mixologist friends. I see a lot of things in the bar that people get pissed off at. Things to do right, things to do wrong. What do you do when you want a drink? What's the correct way for me to come at you guys? I walk in the bar.
Yeah.
I'd like a drink.
Ladies first.
It depends on what kind of bar you're at.
Let's say I'm at a dive bar.
Yeah, a dive bar. So it's totally different if you're at a dive bar versus a restaurant. If you're at a dive bar, you just want to politely make eye contact to start. And if you're at like a really busy dive bar, like I've worked at an extremely busy dive bar before, had a guy walk over, 20 in the air, go, "This is for you." And that was the perfect way to start.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to order.
For sure. I agree 100%, especially if you're at a busy dive bar, because at the end of the day, I mean, I know this is kind of, I don't like to say it like that, but trust me, if you're throwing up a 20 at me and there's 100, we're 2 walls deep, there's hundreds of people or whatever. I mean, I'm there to make money, right? I'm going to go, okay, you need a drink. Boom. You take care of me. I'm taking care of you. That's how it is. I mean, it's definitely a relationship when we're talking about restaurant or bar etiquette. There's definitely a relationship. It also goes the same with if you're at a restaurant, right? If you're at a restaurant and you have good etiquette and, I'm treating you well, you're treating me well, then you're also going to get that extra, little bit of attention. If you need a drink and you're at a restaurant, I would say the best way to go about it is to, either be patient because we're going to get to you. We're going to get to you. We see everything, especially in a restaurant setting, barbell setting. So be patient. Or, maybe ask my name. Ask my name, which also can come with a little bit of, challenges, I guess, because you know my name now. And then anytime I'm talking to somebody else, you can just pull my attention away. But I would say those are the couple things that I would definitely do.
Cool. I like that. So
it also just depends on if you have good rapport with the person that you're trying to get a drink from. Because if you're going to a dive bar and there's a bunch of people there and the bartender recognizes you, knows you're either a good tipper, knows that you're a nice person, all that is going to get you a drink faster than the guy who's drunk and yelling at the bartender at the end of the bar.
100%.
If you are being rude to me, I am going to take as long as possible
You're
to
not
get
going to
to
get a drink.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a drink. The fastest way to go thirsty at any bar
is to be rude
to the bartender.
you guys both said that on point.
Yeah. I think...
Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what you're going to post online about me, but if you're rude to me, it's still basic human respect.
Exactly.
Just because I work in the service industry and you are there to be served does not mean you get to treat me like I'm lesser than you.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. And I think even more importantly, that's kind of what you would do to get a drink. Here's what you don't do. You definitely don't slam your empty drink on the bar. You definitely don't wave your drink like this. You definitely don't snap at me. You don't
snap at me like I am a dog.
Yes.
I'm going to lose it.
Yeah. And it's different for women. I get treated in a little bit different way than women would be. And
100%. But even so, there's a difference between like being younger, like you and I are, versus being an older female or older male bartender or something. Completely different. Older people in the service industry have so much more leeway with how they can talk to their customers, interact with them, and joke around with them. I know so many older women who are like servers and bartenders, and they're just bitches, and everybody thinks it's hilarious. But if I make one snippy comment, ooh, my boss is hearing about that.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I agree.
So I've seen a couple people do like unruly things, shaking their cup, stuff like that. That's just rude, But I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, I see old people treat people like shit, and they're allowed to get away with it.
If you're a guest at my house and you're sitting at the table and we're having dinner, okay, and you need another drink, are you going to be like, put your drink down, Josh, I need another drink? Or are you going to shake your cup at me like, hey, Josh, can I Can I get another drink? No, you're going to wait. And I'm going to be like, hey, did you want to get something else? Or, hey, did you need something to drink? Obviously, go and help yourself. But
yes, or I'll ask, can I have another drink?
Yeah, can you have another drink? Or you ask. Yeah, people think that when they go out,
it's only about them.
It's only about
There's
them.
nobody else there.
Like, it's just crazy, mind-blowing to me sometimes. But
And I'm assuming it gets worse and worse as the night progresses for someone because they're getting more drunk and they're being unruly.
For sure. And guess what? Ding, ding, ding. That's when we know to cut you off. That's when we know to cut you off.
So, Arlen, what are some of the good things? How do I go about this being respectful? I want to hear a woman's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think just don't treat me like I'm lesser than you because I'm taking care of you. Because, yes, it is my job to take care of you, but I don't actually have to. I can make somebody else take the table for me. I can quit on the spot and leave, honestly.
Or you can refuse service to anybody.
Yeah. And if you're being mean to me, I am going to tell one of my bosses about it. I'm going to say, hey, just so you know, I'm not really comfortable going back here. I'd feel more comfortable somebody else taking this. Just be polite. Do not touch me, please. Like, please don't touch me. It's not as much of a problem as I have had at some places, but don't touch people without their permission. Like, they are required to be there, but they are not required to be touched by you.
100%.
Like, even if you're just a customer and you are friendly with this person, just because you only know them at their work does not mean you guys are friends. It does not mean that they want you to be all, like, over on, like, can I get a drink from you? Like, petting them and stuff. Just ask. Ask like a normal person, and also recognize that if it's busy and your bartender is looking around, they are taking account of where they need to be. They're going, okay, this guy got here. This guy just got here. This guy has been waiting, so I need to go here first. I need to go get a drink made over that way. They're taking count of every single thing that they have to do.
You brought up a really good point that if you're a regular and you see someone and at their job all the time, that doesn't make you friends. If you're hanging out outside of work,
different.
That's completely different than, that person fucks with me, they're my friends or whatever. But I think a lot of regulars probably try to get away with that.
Yeah. And to just clear that up, I have a lot of regulars of mine that I see that we are friends. But when I'm out and I see them, then I give them hugs and we are friends. But just because you come into the bar every day and see me, or you come into the restaurant every day or wherever the setting is, definitely doesn't mean we're friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's different. Like, one of our coworkers is super touchy-feely with all of her guests, which is her thing, but it's always her initiating it.
Right.
And I think that's an important boundary to note, that if this bartender that you think you're really good friends with is initiating hugs with you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you're the one constantly like, oh, where's my hug at?
Right.
Why are you being the where's my hug at guy?
Don't be a where's my hug at person.
Yeah, I know. That is so funny because, people do get kind of comfortable with that. I got a couple where my hugs at that drive me crazy.
Women or men?
Women.
Oh no, women do that to men too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, you don't like the titties all up on you? Where's my hug at?
Yeah, I think Arlen kind of knows a couple of them, but yeah, one of them drinks white Zinfandel. That drives me nuts.
Oh, I know who that is without saying names.
Yeah, exactly.
You basically already said it.
Yeah. Well, I hope she doesn't watch this.
I hope she does. So let's brainstorm a little bit. What's like some of the craziest, like wild, outlandish things that you could just think of like off the top that you've seen?
The first one that comes to mind for me is, this was, I think, 2 years ago. Was it maybe 2 years ago? I think 2 or 3 years ago at Martini Bay. I had cut a guy off. I cut a guy off at the bar, and he was not happy. So he went to a different bartender, and I failed to communicate to my other bartenders quickly enough that he was done drinking. So he went to a different bartender. Well, the bartender made him the drink. I caught it. I grabbed the drink from him, and then he jumped over the bar. Jumped on me, grabbed him. My other bartender, who was a chick, tried to get in the way, so I had to make sure that I moved her out of the way. Then security was coming around, so I had to rear naked choke this guy.
All behind a bar that's about this wide.
Yeah, and the bar is so small, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, that was all that just recently happened, like as a couple years ago. That was one of the craziest things, for sure. Because I got attacked. It wasn't me breaking up something. Yeah.
That's like dedication to drinking. This dude was like, I didn't even goddamn.
Oh man, and he got arrested. He was pissed. And
That's
he's
a
like,
lot more expensive than just Ubering home and getting a 6-pack on the way.
Is he still around?
he was actually visiting. He was from out of town. He's an out of town guy. Yeah, and I would never, press charges on something like this, but they were like, we have to press charges or he's not going to learn from this thing. And I was like, okay, well, I let Martini Bay do the whole thing. But
it wasn't up to you.
Yeah, it wasn't. But yeah, it was freaking crazy. And I was just like, dang, because I can get in trouble too. What if I actually hurt that guy seriously? If I hurt him or did anything, I mean, that's on me still too. You know what I mean? So that was wild.
Beating up a drunk guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can you name any crazy instances that you can think of?
I've never had anybody jump over a bar at me.
I hope not. Yeah.
I feel like most of my weird experiences end up having to do with my appearance, and not in the way you might be thinking, not in people getting too touchy or anything, but I get a lot of customers who drink too much and then think it is their place to start trying to harass me about politics because I have colored hair, or I have facial piercings and tattoos and stuff. It is so weird.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's weird.
They think you're like liberal and that you're a vaginal hat wearer and like, you're like a Biden supporter, and you're just like, bro, just let me live. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
It's not even, I feel like I got it worse almost when I was a barista, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, because now you're working at Starbucks or whatever, a coffee shop, typical.
Yeah, I had this one guy walk up to me, and he's this older dude. He's like probably in his mid to late 50s, and he orders a Frappuccino from me. And I'm like, okay, you're a grown man ordering a Frappuccino, whatever. No, I'm not here to judge. Enjoy your $14 drink. Okay. And then he looks at me as I'm like taking his change, and I'm like, I'll go make that for you because I was the only person working right then. And he's like, so what do you think of this whole defunding the police thing? And I was like, whoa, dude. Whoa. 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 What? And I looked at him and I said, dude, I just work here.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, you do.
Oh,
jeez, he thought you were totally going to go off and be like, defund the police, blah, blah, blah.
And I was like, don't talk to me like that. You just ordered a Frappuccino from me.
With his pinky up.
Pinky frap.
Yeah. And I've had the same thing serving tables, just like walking up and people chanting like, let's go Brandon at me, as if that's going to do anything. Like, how do you want your burger cooked, dude? Yeah. I don't care.
Right.
All right. So I got a question then on the customer side, tipping, right? Because this happened with one of our friends. Mm-hmm. So I want your input on this, right? Goes to the foundry, orders an expensive plate. Let's say it's like, what is it, $80 maybe, filet or something? Pretty expensive. 60, whatever. Let's call it $80. One drink, one steak, right? And let's say the tab's $100. Are you expecting him to give you a $20 tip because of the full price? Even though it's just like someone that ordered a salad for $10 and then they ordered iced tea and it's a $20.
Yeah. I'm going to let Arlene go with this, but really quick, I just want to say that a lot of people have a problem with the tipping culture, okay? And here's my thing, because we're about to get into tipping. If you don't like the tipping culture, then stay home. Stay home. If you don't like having to go out or to a bar or restaurant, whatever, and I understand that some of the tipping stuff is getting kind of crazy, especially like everything has a screen now where you turn it over.
Oh, that's one of my favorite jokes to make.
And you're trying to tip. I'm talking about like if you're getting service, if you're going out to a restaurant, you're going out to a bar, and you have a problem with tipping, then just stay home, cook your own food, and make your own drinks.
Or on the opposite end of that, tell them when you sit down, say, hey, I'm going to tip you $5 max, and then you're going to get $5 max service.
For sure.
And if that's what you can afford and that's what you want to pay for, then that's fine.
Right. And
but let them know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Arlen, you can go ahead and take that away. What do you expect? What Aaron is trying to say is that just because it was one steak and one drink, that you're not
it's not technically any more work.
Right.
So why do you deserve more money? And the answer is, if you only think we did $5 worth of work, then that's totally up to you. It was a $100 tab. You think we did $5 worth of work. Cool. But we have tip outs. We have other people we have to pay with the money that you are giving us. And we have to pay them regardless of how much money you give us. So if you stiff us on something, then the money somebody else gave us, somebody else who did tip like 20% on something, we're not getting that anymore because we have to pay for what you got.
Exactly, because the the way that it's structured, if it's $100 meal, we're going to have to tip out based on that $100 meal, whether you gave us $5 or $20. We're going to have to tip out on that.
It's not my problem.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it isn't your problem.
As the customer.
Yeah.
It's not my problem.
But it is our problem.
Yeah.
It is definitely our problem. And so, and that's, I can tell you this, I mean, it's very rare that I don't recognize somebody who doesn't tip well. I mean, that stands out to me more than, you know, I know your drink from the first time. I probably know what you ate from the first time, but trust me, if you don't tip well, I mean, it's like easy. But yeah, I know it's not your problem. And really, it starts from the stem up, right? Because the people have a problem with the fact that the employer doesn't want to pay the server or the bartender properly, right? So that we have to go for the tips. That's how we make our money, and it's taking away this responsibility from the actual owners or whatever. This is how it's designed. This is how it is. It ain't going to change.
Yeah. And unfortunately, if you are trying to protest that system by not tipping, you aren't hurting the employers. The employers don't give a crap. You're still eating there. You're still patronizing that place. You're still giving them money. The only person you're screwing over is your server.
Exactly.
What is a good percent? Is 20% still okay?
Yeah, 20% is the standard. I'd say 18 to 20% is the standard. I mean, obviously, it's a lot nicer if it's more, but you're not obligated to give what you are giving, let alone more.
Just know that that's the standard is the same as like our tip out percentage standard, right? Which is correct. So if we got 18 to 20% on every single one, then we would be able to tip out properly, still make a proper living, and still be able to do all that stuff. You
Yeah, because that, say you give us 20% on something, we're tipping out our hosts, we're tipping out our expo, we're tipping out our kitchen, we're tipping out our dish. Those are all people that we have to tip out. If you're a server, you're tipping out your bartender. So you have at least 4 to 5 other people that you're giving a percentage of this money to. And all of that equals out to be about 10% of whatever you already made. So whatever your server is getting, they aren't getting all of that. And if you go to a dive bar, conversely, you're tipping out the bar backs.
Especially a higher percentage.
Yeah, you're tipping out the security guards.
Yes, the security, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at a dive bar and I'm ordering my little non-alcoholic drink. $5. Is $1 acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. What about if you're ordering a margarita that's like $15? Is $1 still acceptable? BJ's or something.
Yeah, I would say, you know, $1 to $2. Yeah.
To be fair, you order a margarita at BJ's, you're not getting a margarita.
Yeah.
You're not getting much. You're getting tequila and a lime.
At least,
But at a place
would
like
say-
that, speed tending, right, as you refer to it, a place there are just constantly getting traffic, is $1, $2 drink. That's
something
fair.
about that too is if you're just coming up to me and ordering a bottle of beer, I don't expect you to tip me every single time, and that's totally fine. You're ordering a $6 Corona. If you tipped me on every single one that you got, you'd have given me like $20 by the end of the night almost. And obviously that'd be nice, but I don't think you're obligated to. I think like every other time, throw me $1. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Especially
I want to jump in here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
So it's like no names, you know, but it's like, you know, I go to the local BJ's, you know, and
No
I pick
names.
up
Name.
no one of the bartenders, you know, and I get my 2 vodka crayons, Tito crayons, you know, they give me them like $12. I tip $3. Is that bad?
No, that's fine.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Then I get harassed every time I go up. Oh,
Well, you're not even.
He only
They're
tips
$12 each almost.
Say that again? No. Well, I get them for $12 for 2.
Oh, then they're only charging you for there because a Tito's by itself is $10 and Cran is a 50-cent upcharge. I've worked there before.
Wait,
I
what?
think-
Cran is 50-cent upcharge? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wait, so if I do like a Tito's and
If you're doing a Tito's
soda,
Red Bull, it's going to be $15.
So I
But
think
if it's just Tito's soda, it should just be the $10. But then they also have a card fee. So if you pay cash, you're getting it for the flat $10. If you are paying with card, then you are getting like $1.32 in taxes added onto
I
it.
never noticed that.
But they're only charging you for well, so they actually do like you.
I should probably stop being drunk when I close my tab.
But also the other thing is, I think some bartenders try to give you a better deal because they want their tip to reflect that you give them a better deal. So in the end, as a customer,
It
it
almost
doesn't matter.
never reflects that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because like it doesn't matter if you're hooking me up because you still want me to tip you more.
Yeah. I don't do the hookup thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I've, you know, before maybe forgot to bring a drink, and I've literally like, I'm sorry, sir, I need to reclose you out. I got to add a drink onto that. You know what I mean? That might affect me, it might not. Who knows? But I'm definitely not there to, because also I want my sales to be a certain amount as well. You got to remember too, like my bosses, when they're looking at my sales at the end of the day,
they're gonna be like, "Why was this person here for 6 hours and you only sold them $12 worth of shit?
Exactly.
What's up with that?"
So I don't giving away free drinks or whatever the heck it is, or hooking people up or whatever it is. That's all bullshit. That's, I mean.
It never, like, if you think that you're doing that because it's going to reflect well on you, it never does. You never get anything extra back because half the time the customer doesn't even know it unless you're telling them that.
Right.
And then by telling them that, they're feeling pressured, which is making them not want to do it.
Plus, not only that, like, how do you feel? I know and Snacks, me and you are the same in this way. We don't ask for free stuff. We don't need free stuff. We don't need hookups. We're going to a place to support the place, right? I mean, that's what we're doing. So I know that, if somebody was to give me free stuff, the first thing that goes through my head is I would never recommend you to work anywhere that I'm working, number one, okay? Right? Because that's stealing, okay? Yeah. And the second thing is you're just a bad employee, I feel like. You know what I mean? You're not hooking anything up, and I don't feel good about it, anyway. You know what I mean? I'd rather just pay. And for the majority part, we all do. You know what I mean? I don't get hooked up at BJ's. Now, here's the difference. A little over pour, a little extra, whatever, that's a whole different thing, which, by the way, doesn't always make the drinks better.
No, can we talk about that?
Yes.
If you go to BJ's, obviously, you're probably going to want a heavy pour because you're trying to get fucked up and go peacock on the dance floor and bring a baddie home.
Right.
Like, that's what you're trying to do.
Right.
But if you're going somewhere to sit down and have a nice cocktail with your dinner, just because it's stronger does not mean it's good.
Yes. I agree.
Well, I think that's something too, is like when you go to BJ, sometimes it's like I can't even taste the cranberry juice in my drink. It's like at the end of the night, yes, our goal is to be drunk with the boys. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's just times it's like, dude, I just got here. It's 9 o'clock. I want to be able to last till 2 a.m.
Yeah. It's better with the boys.
And you want them to be able to last till 2 a.m. because they're going to be buying more.
Because then what happens is you end up with two of my close homies that I know that always like to just back up. They don't look about, they don't think about anything behind them. They just back up to people, and people are like, oh, yeah, that's one of them right here.
Oh, wait, yeah. Hold on.
Hello.
This guy right here.
Right.
But, he's drunk. He's doing his thing.
Yeah,
but the thing is, he backs up, and dudes are like, what the f-? You know what I mean?
Yes. Can cause a problem.
I don't know. I can't count how many times I'm bringing John, like, I'm avoiding people.
Put a child leash on him.
Yeah. He's my boundary guy. You know what I mean?
The Chargers. Who's it?
Yeah.
That
There's an actual, little off topic here but there's an actual person that's hired to keep a certain coach from passing
getting on the field, and the officials are coming.
Make sure he stays there. That's next to me.
Yeah,
and I'm
your
drunk.
Wrangler.
He's like, he wrangles.
Josh
me,
Wrangler.
Yeah. But going back to strong drinks, I really try to be conscious on that stuff because it's true. I don't want a super strong drink.
And also, just because you're pouring heavier doesn't mean you're getting tipped better.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you're getting tipped
full
better.
circle there. Yeah,
for sure. I like to make a drink taste good, and I guess that's probably the difference between some of us, in the sense of what you take pride in. You know
that's
what I mean?
another thing. Back to like bar etiquette. Don't ask us to make it strong if you don't want to pay for a double.
No. Oh my gosh.
Don't do that. If you say that, I am pouring a drink like I would regularly do, and then pouring a drop of it down your straw so it tastes stronger. If you're not paying for a double, I'm not giving you a double.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime anybody says, "Hey, can you make that stronger?" then I'm always like, "Do you want a double then?"
Yeah.
And then they immediately, "Oh, no.
Nope.
Or when they say, "Hey, can I get a vodka soda?" Hold the soda. I'm
So you
like,
want a double.
so you want a double on the rocks?
Oh, I got one. What do they order? Can I get a Tito's and vodka?
Tito's and vodka. At that point, you're getting cut off.
Right, you get that all the time.
Cutting you off.
Right.
You're getting well vodka and Tito's, and I'm charging you for both.
I am 100% guilt. I remember this day. I think I was like 19 in one of the bars. Not gonna say, but I was hammered. I was hammered, and I go, "Yeah, can I get a Tito's vodka?" And Tito's is vodka. Yeah. Back, I was like, "You mean a Tito's Red Bull?" I was like, "Yeah."
So you want a double shot?
I need to take a step back in my life right now.
It's one of those things, like at the movie theater. You too.
Right.
You have to
Enjoy
take
your
a
movie.
step back and think about it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your movie. You too.
You too. Yeah. Exactly.
Any final thoughts?
No, just be nice to your servers, your bartenders, your hostess, your everybody, and just remember too that it's for you guys to have a good experience when you go out. It's a collective thing, you know. If I'm a bartender per se and I'm making your drinks and your food doesn't come out the way that it's supposed to or whatever, just know that it's not directly my fault and I will get it fixed and we will get through this together. And tell us, yes.
I hate when people are like, this was all wrong. Okay, did you tell me about it? No.
Right.
If you tell me about it, I can get it fixed for you, and that's totally fine. I have no issue fixing it for you. I want you to have a good experience because you having a good experience reflects better on me. I don't want you to be mad because your steak wasn't cooked right. That's not my fault, but I will get it fixed for you.
There's a lot of working pieces to a bar, to a restaurant. I think, in short, we can say that, you know. Yeah. So take care of all your people.
Do unto others as you want done to you.
The golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Pow, I like that. Yes. One for Malachi back there. Boom. If you like what we're doing, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to smash the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. I am Aaron.
Josh.
Arlen.
Peace.
Malachi's back there. Say something.
My guy.
Later, boys. Sick fools on 3.
1, 2, 3. Sick fools.